My journey to learn about this new Byssted deck coming out, I watched this replay. I didn't even like technically watch the replay. I was watching it live, but I didn't take in too much of it so that I could save more honest reactions for this. But it's the Byssted Dragon Link versus Byssted Branded. I spaced on what the name was for a second there. But it was kind of cool. King Dark's playing the Branded build, and this other dude, Enzo's, playing the Dragon build. And I thought that would be a really cool way to watch like a it's not really a mirror match per se. They're both playing one engine that's similar, but then they're both like playing a completely different engine. I feel like that would allow a showcasing of just really what these cards can do. And so I also know how Branded works and I know how Dragon Link works, but I have no idea how Byssted works. So I'm really excited to get to watch this and learn, and hopefully you guys learn too. And just let me know if you enjoy it. But that aside, I'm going to get into it. Looks like King Dark opened Byssted. Also, is that how you even pronounce it? Is it pronounced Busted? I feel that's how it looks. So that's what I'm gonna be calling it. He opened Byssted Magnemite, Fallen of Albaz, Branded Opening, Edgem Chain, and Byssted Lubellion. And then this guy opened Abzorrouter, Nocto, Chaos Dragon, Levy, Ash. So I gotta read a couple cards. I have to read what this one does. I think there's 3 level 6s and 1 level 8. That's kind of interesting to me. So I'm gonna read the 8 first. Also, it's got Lubellion in the name, which is kind of cool. I feel like that means it's supposed to have synergy with these. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special by attributing a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster. You can only special summon this Lubellion once per turn this way. So, and it says must be, so not must, like, must be first. So this is the only way you can summon this card. And you can only do it once per turn. You can use each of the following effects of him once per turn. Send him from your hand to the grave. Add a Byssted monster from your deck to your hand. And then during your main phase, you could place a branded continuous spell trap from your deck face up on your field. I don't know what branded traps exist. There's probably one that came out with this, or comes out with this set. And aside from that, I only really know Lost. This card already seems cool, though, because it could tribute like an Albion or something. And then this card, Byssted Magnemite. You can target a light or dark monster in either grave, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. That's really cool. It's like a Light Pulsar and Dark Flare Dragon, except you can also banish from theirs. And it's light or dark, not light and dark, which is really cool. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls them. Oh my god, that's insane, actually. This is just DD Crow that specials itself then. If your opponent controls a monster and they use an effect, it's DD Crow. So, like, if you're against Tier Element and they summon Rhino Heart, and they use Rhino Heart, send Merly, activate Merly effect, you could chain this, banish that Merly so it's not going to resolve, and then also special it. If this card's special, you can activate this effect, what? Add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand during the end phase of this turn. So, proactively, that's not that crazy. Like, if I'm going first, I mean, obviously it's good to search a dragon. I guess, it can't search itself. So if the other ones have quick effects like this that work as interruptions, that could be really insane, but it's still also kind of crazy because there's a DD Crow on their turn that's going to give me a body for an extender and a search for a starter. That's mad, kind of. And I just spent like a minute just talking about this, but I'm going to get into this now. I'm going to get into this actual replay. Activates opening. Going to pitch chain most likely. Yeah. Luber effect and chain effect. And even if you didn't chain block this, you were never really ashing this. We always be saving it for Branded Fusion. Plays Branded Fusion, gets ashed. Poly, Patchwork. This feels really good for him. Even like not knowing what he's full going to try to end on. Just knowing that you can like Poly with Fallen of Albaz still feels really strong. And he's going to use the Lubellion, interestingly enough. There's not a way to... I guess maybe just because he wants to go into a light. I was going to say, why not use this to search first? I don't know if the other guys, hey, what their effects are, though, so maybe I'll just learn. We're going to use Albion. Banishing Fallen and Chain for Lubellion. Lubellion effect. Pitch the Chain. And he's already used Chain effect, so that's just gone now. And he's going to summon a Mirror Jade. Oh, can this do it from grave also? You can send... Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard. Yeah, nuts. Now I understand why I fused with it. That's insane. So it's the light to go into Albion, and then it also lets you tribute the Albion. So even like if you just open Branded Fusion, I think that means you could Branded Fusion, send Fallen in a light, make Albion, use its effect, No, no, no. I was gonna say, never mind. Ignore my talking. But he's gonna make Mirror Jade, bring this guy back. Now he's gonna get this effect, and he doesn't have to use the Mirror Jade on his turn to send an Albion, which is really sick because now you're gonna have the Mirror Jade negate. You're gonna have the branded and red set, and if he can get to like an ad lib or something, he'd get a second Mirror Jade. Well, let's just see where it goes. Let's stop trying to predict what he's gonna do because I have no idea. Sets branded beast or activates branded beast. This has to be new because I don't think I've seen it before. Oh yeah, and it lists these, so it's new. During the main phase, if you control a busted monster, oh, I'm glad they called it busted or Byssted, however you would say this, because these cards are busted. Tribute a dragon monster, target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. That's nice. During the end phase, target one branded continuous spell trap in your grave, place it face up on your field. That's really good too. Both of those effects are really nice. I can't think of... Again, I don't know if there's more continuous spell traps. It's cool to recycle loss, but the pop is really nice. That this just gets you a pop. And then it also like proc the Albion. So this guy should have a lot of interruptions going forward. Next, he's going to use that to summon itself. I wonder why. He's going to use the effect. And he's going to link. He can't link. That's a big cheat. Yeah, I hope his opponent calls him on this, because he, like, can't do that. Good, he did. He did. My man's is, like, locked. He's locked twice. He used this, and even though it got Ash, it still locks you, but then even if it didn't, Branded Opening locked him. Da-da-da-da. So, end phase, he's going to get Albion. And then he's going to get... Why did he add it to hand? I feel like he meant to set it. Oh, maybe he's going to use it this turn. He also added Busted Druid Worm. You could target a light or dark in either grave, banish it, special this card from hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent control... Oh my god. So all of these? Are they all going to be this way, that they're quick effects to summon on their turn? If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, target one opponent's monster... If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, you could target one opponent's special summon monster, send it to the graveyard. That seems really good too, right? Because that means now this card's in our hand. We're going to use it on their turn as a DD Crow to interrupt something. Put it on the field, and I think this... You tribute a dragon monster, then target your opponent controls destroyed. That's another pop. And then if this is sent from the field to the graveyard, you target a special and send it. So this plus the trap is just 3 interruptions right there. Plus the Mirror Jade send. I don't know why he added in red. Maybe he's going to activate it here. But if there's not a target. I guess maybe because there's no target, it was for follow-up. I don't know. Just the in-red search here is a little iffy to me, but... Also, if he plays a branded trap, maybe he should have set that. Like if he plays one of the ones that summons from grave or something. I don't know. But his opponent... I didn't see what he top decked. I don't remember which one of these cards is new. But he's going to normal Rocket Synchron. We're going to see if there's a response. No response. Technically speaking here, if he were to Mirror Jade this, I think the duel would literally end. Because this only procs on a special summon. Yeah. He would need this to special. I'm assuming that's why he didn't lead with normal summon Safer. Because that for sure would have got banished. But now we get to special that. And then we're going to special Nocto. And so he's still in the game. Which always feels good. I don't know how this DD Crow is going to actually come up in this matchup. But it's going to be interesting to see. So now we're going to see the Mirror Jade sending the Ulba. I wonder if he plays, if this is just going to search Branded Fusion, or if he plays another target for it. That'll be interesting to see. And if he doesn't play any other targets for it, I was going to say, why does he even play this? But if this like engine is going to be relevant now, then like these are a bunch of dragons. If you were to hypothetically just normal or set Fallen of Albaz, you could still fall, contact fuse with their board into this card. Anyways, let's see what he's actually going to do. Probably make Striker. Or I guess hard to go straight into Romulus. Rom Nocto. So we're going to search Ravine, draw a card. And here King Dark says, I could have played that better. I wonder if he's going to mention that he could have set a trap. He said I could have had the spell and the trap. I don't know exactly what he means by this, but... Oh, so this guy's going to use Ravine, pitch Safer. What do you dump? Destrudo maybe? Or a big... dragon to get back off Safer. Oh yeah, you can send this guy Busted Lubellion, which he'll be able to special by tributing a 6 or higher dark dragon. Next, we're going to banish 3 for Levy. Levy effect. He banished a light and a dark. Or light and 2 dark, so he's going to get to pop. And this wasn't a negate, right? It just destroys. Yeah, so he's chaining the trap, which lets him send this to destroy that. And then this in graveyard will proc. Oh, no, that was what this one did. Never mind. Huh, I wonder why he's doing it this way then. Maybe just because he knows his opponent's going to pop the trap, which is his only interruption. Wait, why'd Enzo admit defeat? What else did he have? He probably didn't have anything else he could play with, actually. I guess that's fair. But I wish he wouldn't, so that I would have had more time to process what exactly was happening. Next game, we've got Tragedy, Magnamut, Eluber, Chain, and Allure. We got Quick Launch, Levy, Rebranded, Nocto, and Ash. So I already read this. I know what all these do. I know what most of these do. I haven't read this yet. So this is another card that could have been placed off that Lubellion. If a light or dark monster is banished, target one of those monsters, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw a card. That card's nuts too, because this doesn't state it has to be yours. So you DD Crow one of their cards as a quick effect, you're also going to draw a card. And like, I wonder if... How do these work? Do these tribute as cost? No. I can't think of a scenario where you shuffle back the card you banish and it's viable. Because, like, I'm trying to think, like, hypothetically, if Tragedy were in grave unused, right? And at my opponent's error. So this player's got a Tragedy. And this player were to use this banish Tragedy special while having this on board. Tragedy would still be Chainlink 1, then this would be Chainlink 2 to put it back. And so, yeah, there's no way where you're really banishing a card, putting that same card back, and it mattering, I don't think. But it's still kind of neat. But the draw is really nice. What else does it do? You can only use this effect once per turn. And then once per turn, if your opponent normal or specials a monster, target an abyss in your grave and special it. That's really cool, too, considering these cards are interruptions. Or this one wasn't. The other one was, right? If it leaves the field as an interruption. But either way, it's still cool that you're getting just free resources with a card that was already giving you a draw. Like, once you play this and get the draw, you broke even. And these are quick effects to banish, so I can draw on my turn, and then draw on their turn, and then summon on their turn. That's like a +3. Technically, you're getting 3 cards for 1, you'd think +2, but it's continuous, so it's staying there, and like every turn it's there, you're getting more. This card seems really good. Let's see how he utilizes it. Plus, this Ash in this matchup is nice. People have been saying recently in like our current format that Ash isn't that good, but if these type of decks start seeing a lot of play, then Ash probably becomes good again. I think Ash is decent against the Dragon Link strategy, and it's insane against Despia. But let's see how he does this. Quick Launch, special, probably the level 1 or the level 4. He's going to go Tracer. He's not activating Nocto on that. He's going to go into Striker, Chain 1, Chain 2. How does this work again? If a light or dark is banished. That is neat, though, that like he's going to get to banish cards and then put back his resources. Let's see if that matters. And this Levy is going to be able to proc the banish, and there's 3 darks here for the Levy. So no matter what, we know we're going to see a draw off this card. That's going to be crazy how Levy's going to let him draw one and then rip one. Like, it's going to be nice. He's going to go Rami and Nocto. Dude says I didn't expect the Abyss Mirror, or the Busted Mirror. I think I agree with this dude so far from what I'm watching. This engine does seem insane. These are my first time reading the cards, too, and they're so good. So he searched Ravines, searched Lubellion. Or no, didn't search Lubellion, drew Lubellion. No, he didn't draw yet. What am I saying? Oh, no, he did draw. He drew off Nocto. What am I saying again? Here we're going to banish 3 for Levy. Levy effect 1, rebranded 2. Put back Striker, so that's kind of cool. He gets to recycle a Striker Dragon. I guess that matters, actually. And then he drew Hibernation Dragon, which I don't remember what this does. If this card is normal or special, target a level 4 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. While you control no link monsters except the turn this card was sent to the grave, banish this from the grave, target a dark dragon link in your grave, and special summon it. So when this card's summoned, you add a 4 or lower to hand, and when it's in the grave, except the turn it was summoned, it's going to give you some follow-up. That's pretty strong. So we're going to hit the Busted Magium, or however you pronounce that. And then he's going to use Lubellion to search. He's going to get Magnamut. Byssted Magnemite, I think is how you say that. And that's the one that searches on the end phase. That card's really good. He's going to tribute to special, and then gets to place another branded continuous spell trap. That card seems like it has a tiny bit more utility in this Despia deck since it can get branded loss also. I now have to look at what other branded cards exist, because there might have been some branded continuous ones that were just dog shit before we got these. But with these become good, so I'm going to have to look at that. But this is just like a really strong setup already. The thing I like about this deck more, though, the Lubellion putting the branded spell trap seems better in the branded deck, obviously. But in the Dragon deck, as extenders on the field, these cards just seem way better because you're going to actually make powerful links. What do we got next? Place Ravine, Pitch Hibernation, Dump Abs, Search Tracer. That was a cool discard since we said earlier that card's going to give him follow-up on the next turn, so it was like a kind of a free discard. It ain't a plus now, but it will be eventually. So now, normal Tracer. Am I missing something? Oh, yeah, he led with Quick Launch. He didn't normal summon. Going to go into Seal. Activate Tracer, pop Ravine, special the rocket thing. Recharger. Going to go into Striker. Can you make Striker twice? Yeah, you just can only use each effect once per turn. So he's going to add Recharger back. Send a Recharger to special something. Special the Hibernation. Oh, that's cool, because now he can add follow-up again. I wonder if he plays a level 7 Synchro. Or is that going to just be a link? Wait. What am I missing? That is definitely a level 3. Does someone catch it? Yo, what's going on? I'm not missing anything. He just sank 7 and made an 8. So that's a little sus. That can't happen. I guess if he didn't do that, this probably would have been an IP. I can't think of a dark level 7 synchro that can matter. But he's going to summon Magnum. This is interesting, or not just interesting, just I think it's really good. When I first saw on this replay the last game when he summoned Magnemite, I was thinking, why would you really want to do that when it's a hand trap? Like, you could save it as an interruption, but the fact that the ones it searches are also the same interruption, it's just like kind of crazy. It's just a free body that's also going to get you the interruption. He's going to go straight to end phase here. If he hasn't used Boot Sector, I probably disagree with the straight end phase. I'm not 100% sure, though. Because this should be an IP instead. And even though like he didn't make it an IP, like given the current game state, except in the misplay, I feel like you could have went launch, summon Recharger, make IP with these. Because this activates once it's special. So he doesn't have to leave this on field or anything to get the search. So he'd have the IP, and then on his opponent's turn, he's going to get to special the guy he searches as a DD Crow, which is decent in this matchup, have the bounce, and then the bounce is going to float. The DD Crow floated, so now I'll have 2 additional bodies. IP and those can make an Appaloosa for 3, plus the Ash, plus the Omni, plus the Pop. I guess that's why you don't want to get rid of it, actually. You want to leave the body for this. But you search one. I don't know. So he's going to grab the Druid Worm, which this is the one that if it's sends a special summon monster. So this one with the trap is a double interruption. It's a DD Crow and a send. Going to activate Allure. This Allure is going to go really plus, but we can't use an Ash or something to stop it because of the fact that it's branded, and then you just lose the branded fusion. So you're going to draw Patchwork, Albaz, and then activate Tragedy Effect, grab Adlib. I'm going to try to guess what he's going to do here. He's not going to summon the Fallen and commit the discard just to get bounced by a seal. It would force the seal, I guess. But he's probably going to Eluber, because this doesn't negate. I mean, this negates, it doesn't destroy. So then he'd have the Poly for a Chimera to try to crack the board. He is going to summon that, which I personally think seems bad. Oh, he can destroy it with Beast, so he's going to do that. Because he just used 2 cards to stop 1 interrupt. And then he's going to chain. Ooh, he's going to banish chain to stop the searching of Patchwork. Which we know looking at this isn't going to matter because he has Patchwork. But maybe that's why he played it this way, because he figured I can bait this interrupt and that interrupt. We're going to see the Patchwork come down. It gets interrupted. Ooh, and oh my god. Because he has that and that. He doesn't have like a fusion to summon off of Ad Libitum, but he can just bring back the Aluber and get a search. Little does he know that Ash is going to ruin his day. He's going to summon Masquerade. Then we're going to get Ad-Lib effect. Special the Aluber effect. Doesn't Ash that. He's going to Ash the fusion, which I think... Oh, never mind. There's not a Tragedy Engrave. I was going to say, I think I disagree with that because Tragedy's Engrave. But no, I got banished off Allure. If he had the Tragedy Engrave, though, I think you would just Ash on the Aluber. That way he doesn't get Branded Fusion in rotation at all, so it can't be recycled on a follow-up. I don't think there's going to be a follow-up turn, but I think it still would maybe technically be better to hit this. So he's going to activate Seal. Oh, shit, that's nice. Seal, Tribute, Druid, Bounce, Masquerade, Druid, sends the Aluber, activate Branded Fusion, Ash. So that was a slaughter. That was beautifully done. And now we go into the Fabled Game 3 to see which version of Busted is more busted. We've got Druid Worm, Magnum. Are these the only ones being played? I think there's at least one other name. Spoiler alert too, guys. If you're watching this video still, I'm going to be posting not this guy's exact list, but someone else sent me a busted Dragon Link deck list. And so I'm going to be posting that pretty soon. So make sure you're subscribed to check that out. But in that list, I saw there's at least 4 names. But in these duels, we've only been seeing 3 names. So I wonder what that last name does and if these guys are playing it or not. And like what their ratios are and stuff. But he opened Druid, Magnamut, Hibernation, Safer, and Gamma. Gamma being the only hand trap's probably fine. It's going to trade with this Aluber. And then he's got Patchwork, Poly, Rebranded, Scythe, Aluber. Yeah, ooh, this Gamma's actually really high value here. It might just be enough. So we're going to go Patchwork. Grab Poly, grab Chain. There's like no way you don't Gamma Aluber, right? Yeah, he's just going to Gamma the Aluber. Does that just win the game? I feel like that just wins the game. Sets, or activates Rebranded, sets 1. Oh, so the fact that Rebranded does what it does. Oh, Gamma gets banished. So he's going to get to draw one off the Gamma and Driver being banished, and then he knows his opponent banishes, so this is going to be a pot of greed. So, like, even though it feels like he's down and out, he could still technically draw interruptions. Shuffles Gamma back, draws Branded Fusion. We draw a busted Lubellion on this side. Lubellion pitch to search. If he plays a third name, we'll see it here. Yes, he plays it, so now I can learn what it does. Target a light or darken either grave, banish it, and if you do special this card. Oh, one thing I didn't say, but is interesting that I'm now noting is that I compared this earlier to Light Pulse or Dark Flare, but those banish for cost. This banishes at resolution for effect, so that's kind of cool. Then if you do special this card from your hand, this is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. If this card's sent to the graveyard, send a busted monster or a branded spell trap from your deck to your grave. So this isn't as good, but it's like fine, I think. This is probably the worst name by far. I'd have to read the other branded spell traps though to see if there's something, or the other busted monsters to see if there's something like really high impact to get. We're gonna use Magnamut, and he's gonna rebranded draw. But now he didn't draw a hand trap, and we're really just at put 8k on board. Hopefully he doesn't pop this back, or if he pops that Scythe, he might be sad. Oh, this guy just realized that the Hibernation Dragon's a level 3 and he accidentally cheated. Grabs the trap, uses Sorornier. How do you say this one? This is the one I haven't got to practice much yet. Soroner? Saronier? I don't know. Normal Safer, Tribute Lubellion, search Chaos Emperor. Ooh, that's 6. It'll add the banished busted card back. And then it goes to extra and it's also an extender. I really like that. That's like a double extender right here. He's going to grab Magnamut. And then he's going to use Druid Worm, banish Lubellion to special. I don't know why I'd put it in defense. Safer for striker. Striker F. Grab boot sector. And then overlay for Atomb. Atomb effect to summon from deck. Grabs Nocto. We have Red MD in the format still, yeah. So that's kind of cool with this card too. Like, shout out Hieratics. I missed that deck. I didn't even really click either that these are level 6s for Atomb. That's really strong. Whoa. I feel like this deck should play one Fallen of Albaz if it doesn't. Because like the fact that you could summon it off Seal or Atomb for board breaking potential seems really cool. And we're going to send Rebranded. Wait, what's that? Oh, because this left the field. I wonder if there's a way to loop it then. So now he's going to go to Romulus, get a search for Ravine. Probably, oh, what'd he draw from? Oh, yeah, the Nocto Vision. My bad, my bad. And then Boot Sector, summon Tracer. Link into Seal. Tracer pop special. He's, like, not going for lethal, and I don't know why. I feel like he definitely had a line where he could have went for game. Even here, more damage could be done because you could special this thing. Like, maybe he's playing around Nib. Maybe he's respecting Nib too much. But I think he definitely could have had a game here if he wanted it. Yeah, so, like, just with what I'm looking at, there's a light and dark that you can use to summon this, and I don't think this is... I think you can use both effects, right? Once per turn... Yeah. So you could have summoned this, use the Ravine, pitch, and now he's got the Omni also, so he's not threatened by the Nib. And then he would have Ravine pitched either one of these cards to send Levianeer, banish the Safer to add back Levy, banish 3 darks for Levy, don't use effects so it can still attack, hit for 3/3/3 for game. But instead we're just going to hit for the 36 and pass, I guess. I think that was really poorly done. Oh, this is cool though, how it dumped this, and now this can... Well, that's synergy. That's really nice. And we're going to search Druid Worm off the other level 6. So, I think the fact that he didn't push for game might have caused him to lose here, because this guy got that draw 2 over those 2 turns. He's going to get one more draw off this card at least. And while there are a lot of interruptions here, like, this hand is insane. Way better than what it was last turn. If he plays the 3rd poly, that's kind of crazy. Not crazy, but his hand just looks goofy. Oh, he can't. Never mind. He doesn't play the 3rd poly. Which I think I'd agree with, but I also don't know for sure if I would. We're going to draw Tragedy, Lubellion, Tragedy effect, Rebranded effect, Rebranded effect. That's it. Let me read this. If a light and or dark monster is banished, you can target one of those monsters placed on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw a card. And so he activated this, and his opponent chained his own then to put it back. So I think if both players have rebranded out, you cannot activate yours first. It seems. Which means neither player can activate it. Because, as you just saw, the guy who goes second is always going to win. Which means you never want to activate it first. And if your opponent doesn't activate theirs first, then you're not going to be like, okay, I'll do mine. So I think these cards, technically, if you play correct, just like cross each other out, which is kind of cool. Normal Aluber effect. Rebranded for Druid. Oh, yeah. If they normal or special summon a monster, you could special. That's so cool. That card gets so much value. So just this turn, right? His rebranded, canceled his opponent's rebranded, drew a card, and then summoned Druid. And then Druid is going to be an interruption for that. So he's just like... These cards generate so much advantage, it's insane. I'm already thinking about, like, playing these with tier elements, considering tier elements have Havness as a hand trap, this is a hand trap. Like, the amount of plays I'm going to get to do on my opponent's turn is going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. But he's going to search this Druid Worm off the Lubellion. Activate Poly. Chain Druid. Chain Magnamut. So Magnamut summons... Wait. Oh, so he chained Magnamut to whatever was targeted by the Druid to negate the Druid from coming out. And so then the Poly is going to resolve summoning Chimera. Chainlink 3 chain. They're just discussing what's known. I'm going to hit fast forward, make it go quicker. So there's infinite effects going off in response to this. He's chaining Seal and chaining Beast. Seal targets, though, and Poly's in... No, Seal doesn't target? Nope. Yeah. So he's going to always pop in the Scythe, but he's doing it on his opponent's turn, so it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to get that bounced. Chimera's going to pop, draw. Oh, he hasn't resolved his chain first. That's the dilemma here. He's got to resolve chain. Dang. Turns out he actually sided a card out, so now he, I think he's just going to scoop after that. Wild. That kind of sucks. They just didn't really finish the game 3, so that was a very anticlimactic ending due to him, like, I guess making a mistake that he felt like was irreparable. I'm still definitely going to upload this because I learned a lot going over it. Hope it doesn't kill the vibe for y'all, but let me know if you enjoyed this. If what you plan on playing Byssted in, let's turn this comment section into a Byssted fucking discussion. This card and deck is insane. Like, as an engine, it seems nuts. I wonder if there's a pure build. Like, I've got so many questions now. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and make sure you're subscribed and checking because I'm going to do some deck profiles and stuff on these type of decks too. So take it easy.